Hey guys, what's up? Here we are. Got my mealworm farm. You see that leaf blower there in the back? We're going to show you a little trick that we discovered on how to separate the mealworms from all of this dusty stuff. Mealworms from all of this dusty stuff. I think the correct term for that is frass. It is basically their poop, right? And so we need to get that stuff out of there. So what we're going to do is just use that leaf blower back there, and we're going to kind of blow it out. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I do is I shift it all forward, because as I blow, I want the mealworms to get caught up here in the corner as I start to blow all this stuff away. So you'll see them all kind of start pulling up down here. She's going to bring the camera around here. I got it on this kind of sloped angle thing here, and then we just really lightly
This is very dusty.
Yeah, so you can see that. Whoa! Ah, there went my leaf blower. But you can see, it's pretty easy to get them all separated out like that. And so if you wanted to split a colony, or you wanted to feed these to your chickens or your lizards or whatever you might be raising them for, that's a pretty simple and effective way to get that started. I'm just going to give it a little shake, kind of get the stuff moved around, and then we'll do it again.
The black things are adults.
Yeah, the dead adult beetles, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go again. Look at these ones that got blown out. So it's not perfect, right? Like if you got lots of little ones in there, it's gonna blow some of them out. So you want to be careful.
Oh,
look at there.
There's.
That's what they look like before they turn into adults.
Pupa.
This one doesn't seem to be a lot. You may potentially lose a couple here and there, but in general, that's pretty fairly cleaned out of most of the frass that was in there. There's basically no bedding left whatsoever. This colony has completely destroyed the bedding. So now we'll put in some more bedding, which we use a mixture of just chicken feed, like granular egg-laying chicken feed, and some oatmeal. And if I have it, you can see the corn in here. I've used rolled corn in the past. So anyway, we'll add that to it, and this colony will be done. Okay, so this is all we're using to make our bedding. Got this old oatmeal. And if you have chickens, you probably already have this, right? Like I'm just using 16% layer feed crumble. It is important that you make sure in the ingredients list. Okay, so you see all of that stuff. What's most important is that it does not down there anywhere say diatomaceous earth, which it does not. Okay, so diatomaceous earth would potentially dry up your mealworms, but this is what I'm using. I get it at Tractor Supply. This stuff works. Okay, so I'm just gonna, get a little scoop of this stuff here. pour that in there, maybe half of another scoop. Pour in some of that. Mix it up. Done deal. Mealworm bedding. Food and a home all in one. The other thing I have used in the past too is cob. Like corn, oats, and barley. If you get that, you can mix that in there with the oatmeal too. Or use that instead of the oatmeal. Either way. That would probably be a cheaper way because you can get a big bag of that for pretty cheap. Old oats. And then we just kind of cover them with that. And we spread it around.
And we go get more for the other box.
That colony's done. Right, so we've got 2 of the 3 trays done. And then we'll do this one. Same thing. Right, like you can see it's almost all frass. Like there's no bedding left whatsoever, but there's a pile of mealworms in there. So, I mean, there really is no reason to get every last little bit of it. Like that's pretty good. There's still a lot of mealworms in there. There's still a lot of chunks of old chicken feed and pieces of corn. The adult beetles, like all of that it's not going to hurt anything. I don't like them being in basically nothing but frass, right? Like the chicken food and the oatmeal and the corn and the wheat and anything else that's in there, that's their food. Like that's what they eat. And then you put in like a chunk of potato or sweet potato or apple or carrot or radish or something like that that's like a root type crop with some moisture to it. I've even put in leaves of like lettuce and kale and Swiss chard and things like that. They'll chew that up too. That's where they get their moisture, right? So as long as you kind of stay on top of that and keep it sort of cleared out so that there's food for them, your colony will continue to thrive. Guys. Okay, so just like that, it's all in. Mix that all up real good. Stir them around. Okay, and there they go, they're happy. Just like that. I find that works pretty well. 3 colonies stacked up. You saw how many worms were able to be in each one. Like it's just crazy. Guys, I started this and I've got these 3 of these plus a huge one. Like an under the bed storage tote that we'll do next. I started these from a single tiny little container that I bought at a pet store. And I now have thousands and thousands of mealworms. Yes, it's taken it some time. This has probably been going for 2 or 3 years now. But with a little bit of patience and the tiniest bit of maintenance, you can just have thousands of these things if they're of a use to you for your pets or your animals or things like that. So anyway, it always cracks me up when I'm at the store and I see those bags of mealworms, I don't even pay attention to how much they cost. I just laugh that people will pay money for mealworms to feed their chickens when you could grow your own so easy and have like essentially an unlimited supply basically of available food for your chickens. If you need more, you just get more bins like this. Just make more. And in time, they'll fill up, they'll populate, they'll be full. You harvest part of them and let them keep going, and you can keep feeding your animals. So anyway, for what it's worth, I like this one. So then this is the big colony. Like you can see there, right? Like that's looks like 22 inch by almost 20 inch underbed storage, right? So that's huge compared to those small containers we were messing with earlier. Same thing. Look, it's just all frass. Like everywhere you look in there, it's just dust. Okay, so we're going to clear that dust out and refill it. Partway through the process, you can see the crazy amount of worms that are living in this big space, and I still have all of this left to blow through up here. I just kind of blow right down here along these edges. It seems to separate the dust there pretty easy, and it's on an angle. You can kind of see that. So the heavier worms sort of fall towards the bottom with a little bit of push from the wind and a little bit of gravity helping them. And then we're able to kick out a bunch of the dust. Why would you pay for these? They literally just happen. Like, get a container, get some worms, put some food in there for them, give them a little apple or carrot. You'll have hundreds, thousands of them. You won't be sorry if you got a need for them. Just grow your own. It's so easy. All right, this is Zach signing out. Hope this was useful. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe, all that fun stuff that all these YouTubers tell you to do. I mean, do that for me too. I won't be upset if you do it. I'm not even really sure what it means yet, but they all say it, so it must be important. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you on the next one.